Hey guys, Cadiin here, and unfortunately so far this season is not that good. I'll go more into details later in this video, but just know that there are some choices that Epic made this season that simply should never have been made. Like, some of the things they decided to do genuinely just baffle me. So let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Also use my code, thanks. Peak. Oh my god, peak! Last season was amazing. Great map, great weapons, great mobility, great story. Actually, maybe not that, but other than that, last season was incredible. Genuinely so much fun to play, especially with the Mythic Havoc bringing back our one-shot dreams. The whole new biome was so cool, especially Mega City. And probably the best part of last season, the movement. We had the Kinetic Sword, ODM gear, and Spider-Man. If that doesn't scream peak to you, I don't know what does. Not to mention the entire Star Wars collab, which was the best one they've done so far. Not only did we get the prequel characters, but we got force powers. Fucking force powers. That is genuinely so cool. Obviously no season is without its faults, and last season is no different. The Sith force power was objectively the best one to use. The twin mag was still in the game. They added a smart pistol that they ended up buffing, and don't even get me started on the ODM gear attack. Despite all that, those are my only real complaints I had with last season. Well, except for one thing that I'm actually about to talk about. But before I get to that, let me give my ranking of last season. 9.5 out of 10. It was really good. The story for last season is the worst, most pointless story of all time. I'm honestly contemplating just not talking about it, but I have a job to do. Even so, I'm going to explain it in the most lackluster way possible, so prepare yourself. Basically, we decided to play an arcade game, and once we won, we got contacted by Evie, a high-ranking member of the Peace Syndicate. She informs us that the city is in danger of collapsing due to the infighting with all the other syndicates, and that it's our job to help the Peace Syndicate reunite all the other syndicates. They believe there is someone in one of the syndicates trying to turn everyone against each other by sabotaging each of them. This unknown person sabotaged the Peace Syndicate by corrupting all their files on the Army of the Last Reality, and that's never brought up again. Anyways, our first task is to try and unite the Bloods and the Fox Clan and the River Guard, two rival syndicates who hate each other. The only hope for them being united is that the River Guard's leader's brother is a member of the Fox Clan. In order to unite them, we have to prove our skill to both clans, and get their leaders to agree to sit down and have some tea time. And that fucking works. A generation-long rivalry dissipated because, I don't know, they thought we were cool. Anyway, our next task is to help the Luminaries recover tech that was stolen by the Saboteur. With the tech back with them, they use their insane knowledge to deduce that the Saboteur is a member of the Unseen, an apparently unpredictable group. The Peace Syndicate wants us to talk with their leader and convince them to stop doing all the shit they're doing, so in order to sneak into their clan, the Luminaries design a disguise for us that's literally just the fucking futuristic Peely skin. Anyways, with our disguise, we talk to the leader of the Unseen, Highwire, and find out that they actually didn't want any of this, and that it's some rogue members of their group doing this. I have no idea how, but we ended up finding out that the Saboteur was that Nox guy who was just kind of wandering around the whole season. So basically, we did it, Patrick. We saved the city. Also, there were some cracks in the ground forming in the latter half of the season, but I'm pretty sure they're not that important. So it turns out the cracks were important. The center of the map has opened, revealing a massive jungle biome with large, indestructible trees housing a strangely decent amount of loot and vine rails, the jungle counterpart of grind rails. Speaking of, the rails that used to be at Shattered, Slappy, and the Citadel are all gone, so yay, even less movement. The jungle biome has 3 POIs, the first of which being Rumble Ruins, an area housing lots of temple-like structures and loot. I'm pretty sure this is where the Optimus Prime temple from the season trailer is. The next new POI is Creaky Compound, a base-type POI with high-tech buildings housing plenty of brick and metal for you to harvest. Finally, we have Shady Stilts, the area of the jungle biome that extends into the ice biome. This POI appears to be a simple little village with a decent amount of loot to collect. And just like Mega City at night, the jungle biome also has a rain effect, though it's not as cool as it looks in the city. There's one more thing to mention, and that's that the locations of the vaults can change from match to match. On screen are the new positions where the vaults can be. Here's where my problems arise. Let's start out with the vaults as usual. Also, I'm getting most of this information from Hypex, so big ups to him. This season, we lost the Explosive Assault Rifle, Dragon Breath Sniper, Shield Bubble, Twin Mag, Blink Mag, Overclocked Pulse Rifle, Smart Pistol, Cobra DMR, Combat Shotgun, Mythic Havoc Shotgun, Thunder Spears, ODM Gear, Spider-Man, Shield Keg, and Chug Splashes. Fucking Chug Splashes. Why? And if you thought it couldn't get any worse, it can. For unvaults, we have the Shadow Tracker, specifically in hollow chests, Motorboat, Thermal Flopper, Wolves, Boars, Raptors, Drum Shotgun with a new mythic variant, and Combat SMG. When I saw that those two weapons were getting unvaulted, I damn near lost my mind. The two most hated, overpowered, bullshit weapons in the game getting unvaulted. But there was some hope. When I loaded into my first game and picked up the Drum Shotgun, I noticed that it actually caught a damage nerf from 57.6, 60, 63.6, 67.2, 69.6 to 50.4, 54, 56.4, 58.8, 62.4. If you were wondering, that change is basically nothing, but at least they're trying. A little. But hey, maybe this nerf means they also adjusted the Combat SMG a little bit. Nope. Sorry if I got your hopes up, but did you really expect Epic to nerf one of their beloved SMGs? All we can do now is hope they do something about it in the single balanced hotfix of the season. Anyway, let's move on to some new shit, and the new shit's actually pretty cool. First up is the Flapjack Rifle, modeled after a Lewis gun. It runs from gray to gold with a mythic variant in vaults, and does 25, 27, 28, 29, 31, and 32 damage respectively, with a fire rate of 6.2, a huge mag size of 45, and reload times of 3.8, 3.7, 3.5, 3.3, 3.2, and 3. It has a headshot multiplier of 1.65 and damage ranges from 50 to 100 meters, dealing 67% of its max damage beyond max range. One other thing to mention is that it has exceptionally good hipfire accuracy, making it a pretty good close range weapon if you don't feel like running a combat for some reason. Next new weapon is the Thermal DMR. It runs from green to gold, doing 33, 35, 37, 39 damage respectively, with a fire rate of 5, max size of 20, and reload speeds of 3.7, 3.5, 3.3, and 3.2. Has a headshot multiplier of 1.65, and as with all other marksman rifles, it has no damage fall off. The special thing about it, as you probably guessed, is that it has a thermal scope that can actually be toggled on or off in case you don't feel like having an advantage. The next new weapon is the Cybertron Cannon, aka the Optimus Prime Mythic. And it's an explosive weapon that comes with 2 shots, each on a 30-second cooldown. It takes more than a full second to even pull this thing out, but man does it hit hard. It works similar to the railgun, where you have to warm it up before it fires, but you can hold down the trigger to hold off immediately firing it. When you launch it, it does 110 damage and also launches you backwards a little bit. The shots can be fired back to back, so if you aim correctly, you can instantly send players back to the lobby. There's 2 more weapons that don't really classify as guns, and one is significantly cooler than the other, so I'm gonna review the boring one first so I can get some extra watch time. But before I do that, they actually updated the regular SMG a little bit to kind of adjust the sound effect that it makes, and I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you guys because, oh my god, it sounds so cool now. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Back to the regular video. So there's a new type of wildlife called wild wasps, all one word. They roam around the jungle biome minding their own business unless they see a player. Then they go full aggro and relentlessly chase them down, doing, wait for it, 8 damage per second. I know, insane. Wasps will show no color when neutral, glow red when chasing somebody, and glow blue when passive. They become passive when sitting on bomb flowers. While passive, you can actually collect them in a jar similar to fireflies. You can also throw them at players, but unlike firefly jars, the impact of the hit won't do any bonus damage. Now we move on to the final weapon, the kinetic boomerang. Despite what everyone was thinking, this is unfortunately not a movement item, but it is an absolute monster. The primary attack throws the boomerang in a completely linear direction, bouncing off any object it hits. If it hits a player, it will deal 60 damage to them. Coupled with the fact that the boomerang is pretty good at tracking players, that's a lot. On top of that, you can spam throw this thing with no cooldown in between throws, so that damage will add up quick. Is a player hiding behind a wall or ramp? Don't worry, you can throw the boomerang near the player and press your alt fire, causing the boomerang to explode, which also does 60 damage. All I'm gonna say is enjoy it while it lasts because it is absolutely getting nerfed. Finally, we move on to augments. This season we lost Aerialist, Chug Gunner, Munition Slide, Icy Slide, Bush Warrior, Treasure Hunter, Dumpster Diving, Shotgun Recycle, Medium Ammo Amp, More Parkour, Slap Surplus, and Gopher Broke, the saddest of all. We actually have one unvaulted augment too. Wanna guess what it is? Soaring Sprints. For new augments, we have 7, and just like the other 2 seasons, I'm going to rank them from bad to busted. Primal Companion. Gain thermal vision and regenerate health while riding an animal. It would be good, but because of the name, I have to demote it to okay. Wild Wasp Weaponry. Receive 2 Wasp Jars and gain 1 more per kill. Bad. Sprint Lines. Gain the slap effect when using vines, rails, zip lines, or ascenders. Okay. Shotgun Slide. Gain 1 shotgun cell per second while sliding. Okay. Swift Shotgun Reloader. Shotguns reload faster. Busted. Reckless Rifle Reload. ARs reload faster on an empty mag. Good. Medium Ammo Acquired. Instantly get 32 medium ammo and gain 8 when opening containers. Great. First things first, you can now ride raptors, so that's cool. While sprinting on them, they will actually jump higher, and I'm pretty sure they don't take fall damage. Next up, there's new flowers in the jungle that do different things. First off is the bomb flower. Hitting it will cause it to launch in the direction that you hit it and explode, dealing 80 damage to anyone caught in its blast radius. Next is the stink flower. Hit it to launch it, and it acts exactly like a stink bomb but lasts for significantly less time. Then we have the slurp plant. Hitting it won't actually launch it and will just make it explode where it sits, healing you for 25 health a shield. Finally, we have hob floppers. You don't have to hit these to get a special effect. Just walk on them and you'll get launched into the sky. There's also mushrooms in the jungle that will do exactly the same thing. Another new thing this season is mud. If you can believe it, it's exclusive to the jungle biome. Throughout the jungle, there will be patches of mud that you can slide through. Sliding through them will make you camouflage, whatever that means, and slide much faster. There's currently a bug that makes you go insanely fast if you spam slide with the mud effect, so do with that information what you will. Finally, throughout the jungle there are temples blocked by doors that require you to do certain actions, such as offer a high rarity weapon, activate a certain statue, or ignite specific lamps. These temples usually house great amounts of loot, so don't be disappointed if you have to give up a purple combat to get in. I'm sure you'll find a gold one in there somewhere. Hey, editing Cadiin here. There's one thing I forgot to mention, and that's the new job boards. Those are basically replacing bounty boards, and from them, instead of just doing bounties, you can actually do different jobs. I think there's 3 different ones there, and you can choose between visiting locations, searching chests, and eliminating players. So basically, just bounty board with extra steps. This season has some really cool mechanics, but a horribly unbalanced loot pool. I mean, who at Epic thought it was a good idea to bring back the gun that ruined Zero build? The entire weapon balance team needs to be replaced with me, because I feel like I know more about what is and isn't healthy for this game than any of them. Genuinely, I want all of them gone. I just hope this mid-season balance hotfix is a good one, because if not, I'm actually going to stop playing. But that's it from me. Let me know what you guys think of the season. Whether you like it, hate it, or indifferent, let me know. So far, I rate the season a 5.5 out of 10. See ya.